Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Guys, it's starting. We're gonna have to let's really show respect now, okay? Let's not talk so we can throw our friends off, all right? Okay. Who's taking it away? Who's going first? You are.
Hello, my name is Blake Mayfield. I would like to introduce my topic based on the constitutional carry, HB number 296, and I'm for the Constitution. For my generations, my family has used firearms as on our ranches and dairy farms. I, like my ancestors before me, have been taught to respect firearms, always treating them as if they were loaded, and gun safety lessons began at an early age at our home. I come from a long line of defenders in my family, from Millsaps fighting at the Alamo, to my great-grandpa Mayfield fighting on the first wave on Normandy Beach, Omaha Beach in Normandy. Despite all of the laws that try to protect innocent people from armed criminals, it seems that criminals always have access to weapons of all kinds, not just guns. For this reason, I support a law abiding citizens' rights to have the ability to protect themselves, their family, the general public, or in some extreme situations, law enforcement and first responders around them for the criminal elements that exist today's society. Every day when you turn on the television or radio, you hear crime committed against innocent people in their homes, workplaces, schools, or in public. It doesn't seem to matter where or who you are, you may be a victim of a senseless crime at any time. There have been killed or injured in their line of duty. I have relatives in law enforcement, and I hate to see the dangers that faces them just for wearing the uniforms. My name is Blake Mayfield. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. That was great. I really appreciate how much you touched on like public safety and explained like why you you did a very good job of explaining why you feel the way you do. And it's that whenever I get an argument that good, that certainly helps me, even if I disagree with you, it helps me understand why you're coming at it the way you are. So thank you. I appreciate it.
I also agree. I think that you had some really valid points in your testimony. I think it's really encouraging to see young people who are interested in legislation and things that are very meaningful to them. And it always means a lot when people make their way to Austin to make their voices heard, regardless of what the issue is. So thank you so much for coming to testify today.
All right, we had somebody pop in. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Robert. I work for State Senator Charles Perry. He's out of the Lubbock area.
All right, we just had one person do constitutional carry. Let's see what's next. I don't know. Who's going next?
Hello, my name is Sienna Cardenas. The reason why I'm here today is to discuss about the SB 0602 bill. I'll be testifying on the SB 602 bill. To discuss about not having institutions within Texas or anywhere in general. There are still institutions open to this day, 13 in total in Texas alone. Since the first institution in Texas, the first institution was opened in the early 1800s. People who were born with any type of disability, physical or mental, would be instantly transported into the institution. After they were transported to the institution, they were subjected to torture and medical treatment. Also, during the 1860s to the 1970s, people with disabilities were not allowed in the community, as well as it was a crime to make a public appearance. But there was a law called the Ugly Law. It was repealed in 1974. As from the 1960s to the 1970s, there was a public outcry where people with disabilities demanded change. When people demanded change, during the 60s to the 70s, especially in the 70s, where there was a movement called the Independent Living Movement. As who led the Independent Living movement was the person called Ed Roberts, who was also known as a father because he himself had a disability as well. 10 years later, in 1990, an act had mayoralized. This act was called Americans with Disabilities Act. Americans with Disabilities Act protected people who had any type of disability from discrimination.
Got 1 minute.
I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to listen about SB 602 bill. And again, my name is Sienna Cardenas.
Thank you. I think you know more about this issue than I do, but which I always appreciate. It's great when you have a witness that can come down and give you information you don't already have. It opens you up to new viewpoints and it helps you understand the issue better. So thank you so much for testifying.
Yes, this is one of the bills that I followed quite a bit during session. I was in charge of Health and Human Services for Senator Perry, who sits on that committee. This committee hearing went late into the night. There were hundreds of witnesses that showed up and hundreds more that testified, that registered testimony without actually speaking to the committee. But you were well organized, well thought out. A lot of the witnesses that do come up, they're unprepared. They don't know what they're going to say until they get up there. But you definitely thought it through.
I agree. I think you had some really great points in terms of what you were trying to get across to the committee. I think you delivered your testimony in a way that was very meaningful and a way that was very well thought out. And again, it's always wonderful to have people that are, young people that are interested in issues that really impact them. So thanks for coming.
Good job. When I go, beep, that means you have how much time?
1 minute.
1 minute, so don't rush. You don't have to stress out and just go, oh, I gotta do the end, okay? But it's all right. I just want to, we didn't really get into that during the practice, but I just want you guys to stress out too much if you hear me do that, okay?
Hello, my name is Calvin Vinton, born Olivia Vinton. I am a trans male, which means I was born female but identify as male. I am strongly against SB 3. It affects the trans community very negatively and encourages discrimination and, dare I say, violence. 47% of transgender Texans have experienced verbal abuse, while 46% have experienced assault. 85% have experienced harassment of some kind. We are not trying to go into your bathrooms to spy or rape you or your friends or your family. We are like everyone else. We just go in there to do our business and we leave. I personally fear going into the bathroom with my birth gender due to the high levels of dysmorphia it gives me and the reminder of who I have to be when I'm outside or inside my house against my will. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. I can tell that was from the heart, and it's always nice to hear someone speak about something that really impacts them. And you know, I can't help but say I agree with you on this issue. I hope that Texas does the right thing. Thank you.
No, it's definitely from the heart, and if we heard a lot of this similar testimony last week when we heard it in the Texas Senate, and y'all came out for us, and we definitely got the message.
You know, I'd like to say, again, it definitely seems like this is something that impacts you very, very personally and very deeply. And I think it's really important to make your voices heard, especially if you are, you know, in a minority, segment of the population. I identify in the LGBT community as well, and so being able to hear this feedback from somebody and know that these voices can be heard in a public setting is very encouraging. And it takes young people to come up to Austin and do that to make that happen. So thank you very much.
Yeah.